Hey, what's up, jabronis? Um, so this here is Capricorn, aka Cornucopia, the below version. I mean, there's always the as beloved, so below, as above, so below. So this is the below part of that, but obviously Capricorn also has its celestial form. But obviously they coincide here because or at least they used to. I don't think this is the actual, I don't think the tropics, it's no longer the Tropic of Capricorn. It's still the place where the sun rises on the northern hemisphere's winter solstice, the southern hemisphere's summer solstice. Yeah. So it's the whole thing. So it's like labeled on Google Earth. When I turn the labels on, it's labeled as Camp Island. And so this says Camp Island, this says Facing Island. But oddly enough, at the very, very edge of it, it had another label that said Curtis Island. And I'm like, obviously this is one island. So it seems like Curtis Island is the more legit name. So I guess maybe Google dropped the ball, or it's just like, why do they have so many names for one island? Because I think there's a bunch of Camp Islands in Australia, just like there's a bunch of York Peninsulas, and there's a bunch of like, is it they replicate a lot of the names a lot. But so yeah, Curtis Island is a locality in the Gladstone region, Queensland, Australia. The 2016 census had 323 people. That's very symmetrical. So that's the ideal society. Just live on a disembodied horn with 323 people. One day, as young Zeus played with Amalthea. So Amalthea, is the sibling of Europa and Asia. So that indicates to me it's a landmass. And Amalthea has horns. Zeus broke off her horn. So when Zeus does anything, it means the weather, because he's the storm god. So it either means storms or rising sea level, something like that. It seems that all the changes to the land occasioned by the rise of sea level since the Ice Age are generally attributed to Zeus, Jupiter, Seth, Thor, in as many guises. One day, as young Zeus, he breaks off her horn to make up for it, and as a sign of gratitude, Zeus blessed the broken horn so that its owner would find everything they desired in it. It became known as the Horn of Amalthea, or the Cornucopia, an eternal symbol of abundance. When Amalthea died, Zeus used her hide to create his thunder shield, the Aegis. So I think what that is the Great Barrier Reef. I mean, it literally is almost basically has the same name, or I mean, the Great Barrier is obviously another can be another, shield and barrier are pretty much synonyms in this context. So yeah, I think when she died, i.e. when the sea level rose higher, and so she changed form just like Osiris did. Osiris being, I think, the Afro-Eurasian mainland. Her skin, her hide was used to create this shield. So yeah, I think that's the Great Barrier Reef, which is right just north of there. Yeah, no. And it's a great barrier, as they say, or, you know, I mean, it's literally in the name. You can't argue with it being a great barrier. It's pretty much the greatest barrier that I know of. I'm not sure what it's a barrier for. Curtis Island occupies almost all of the island. Jesus Christ, it's true. There's 2 fucking islands on one. Oh, goddamn Australian nomenclature. I'm sorry, dude. Australian nomenclature is like toponymy or whatever you call this shit is just garbage. Like, it's just like, god damn it, just stop. We just need to rename everything, or just go back to the, you know, better just go back to the original Aboriginal names that actually made fucking sense. Sorry, now that I'm getting into cartography, like, stupid cartography is like irksome to me now. Cape Capricorn. So, okay, Cape Capricorn is part of Curtis Island, or whatever the fuck it's called. This island that has 2 names, supposedly. Camp Island and Curtis Island. So, I think maybe technically Cape Capricorn is this part, which is not exactly on the tropic, but, you know, it's close to it. Takes its name. Cape Capricorn was named by Captain Cook when he passed on 25 May 1770, since he found it to be located on the Tropic of Capricorn, which was located in 17. Oh shit! Are you telling me the Tropic of Capricorn keeps moving? Okay, that's... I'm not sure what to make of that. But the modern surveyed location of its endpoint is just slightly south of the present tropic. The present tropic. So, okay. The locality takes its name from the island, which was named after Port Curtis. The original name of the Gladstone area was named Sir Roger Curtis. Gold Rush, Cape Capricorn, Sea Hill, yada yada. So there you go. So, but it's funny that Cape Capricorn is literally Capricorn itself, or at least the terrestrial half of it. The island of Nauru to Curtis Island. Nauru. What the shit? Oh, they were moving a bunch of people there. Oh, here's Cape Capricorn. Cape Capricorn is a coastal headland in Curtis Island, Gladstone region, Queensland, Australia. It was named modern, slightly south. And so, yeah, I guess that's Cape Capricorn. And that's cool. Let's see, let's make this bigger. Just, I think my phone's about to cut me off, but probably it cuts me off around now because it's too full of photos that I have trouble, like, getting saved onto other things because my phone doesn't have a USB or anything. So yeah, Cape Capricorn Conservation, Curtis, yeah, coral. They're really going with the C's here. Keppel, really funny, you Australians. All right, so this explains like ancient religion entirely, basically, if my phone lets me show this. The labyrinth of invisible, okay. Guessing it's Dustin. Song is Being, wrote Maria Wilke in the third sonnets to Orpheus. Yes, I'm slightly stoned right now, but it's helping. Aboriginal creation myths tell of the legendary totemic beings who wandered over the continent in the Dreamtime, singing out the name of everything that crossed their path. So this is what ancient spells are, like the Egyptian Book of the Dead, or like the Book of Two Ways. It's this, but for sailing. It's like exactly this, but for sailors. Birds, animals, plants, rocks, water holes, and so singing the world into existence. The labyrinth of invisible pathways which meander all over Australia and are known to Europeans as dreaming tracks or songlines. So that's the same thing as the ancient Egyptian, basically all the books of the dead of different societies, funerary texts, codices. Songlines to Aboriginals as the footprints of the ancestors, or the way of the law. Before the English settlers came, Aborigines governing their landmarks through a set of rules coming from oral tradition. Because these guidelines were coded but unwritten, Crown ruled that Australia